Hello everybody, how's it going? This is problem number 2 from course number 4. Problem number 2, it's about to write a program to display all the perfect numbers from 1 to the user number. The previous problem, we were just want to check if the number is perfect or not. For example, number 6, when the user insert number 6, we let the compare display for us if this number 6 is perfect or not. String 6 is a perfect number, or for example 5 is not a perfect number. But this time in this problem number 2 of course number 4, we want the compiler display for us or print for us all the perfect numbers from 1 to the user number. For example, if the user insert number 30, we want the compiler display for us all the perfect numbers from 1 to number 30. Why number 30? Because the user insert number 30. If the user insert number 500, we want the compiler display for us all the perfect numbers from 1 to 500. So let's go to see how we're gonna solve this problem. First, we have the same functions from the previous problem. Get positive number. Actually, this is not from the previous problem, from the previous problems from the previous courses, but I just changed its name from read positive number to get positive number. To have new descriptive names, to know that you can name the functions and procedures in many descriptive names, and we change a little bit inside the logic to know also that we can solve the problems in many ways. So the first function we have get positive number is same like the previous problem. It takes a question. Let's open it just to remind you how it's look like. Perfect. Integer value equals 0. This is initial value to the value variable, and do while loop, same say out question. We display the question, please enter a number, and we take the value and store it inside the value variable. And if value greater than 0, go inside the if statement, take me out of this do while loop, and after that return the value. If it's not greater than 0, which is negative number, go to the while statement that's belong to do while loop, and the while statement condition it will be true because I write it here true. I made it true, so the compiler will get back again to do while loop to execute again and again the question for the user until the user insert a positive number. That's the first function. You already know that. And the second function is also same. It's from Boolean data type. Its name is perfect number. It takes the value. The logic it's same. We don't change anything inside it like the previous function, get positive number. And the second function also is perfect number. It's same. We don't change anything in its logic inside this function. Integer add equals 0. This initial value for add variable, and we use for loop. Integer I equal 1. This initialization, and after that condition I less than value 1 less than for example 6 the user insert or number 30. Yes, while it says the condition of for loop, so we'll go inside the for loop, excuse the lines of code that belong to the for loop, which is this: if value mod I, which is 1, if 30, for example, let's say the user insert number 30, if 30 mod 1 equals 0, please add it to the add variable, because we said here add plus equal I. And after the process of the for loop, it's finished. After the iteration of for loop, it's finished, and the for loop condition become false. The compiler will go out of this for loop and return for us value equal add. We said the add variable should to have the same number that the user inserted through the console screen. For example, here, if the user insert number 30, the value of the user inserted through the console screen number 30. After we did the math here inside the for loop, this belongs to the is perfect number function. The add variable also should store inside the number 30. It should to be equal the value that we take it from the user through the console screen. And last thing, we have this procedure. This procedure that we change a little bit inside the logic, or we change all the logic inside this procedure, and we change also its name. Before, its name was print result, but now we change its name according to the requirement of this program. In this program, we want to display all the perfect numbers from 1 to the user number. So I give the procedure a descriptive name, and it's called display perfect numbers from 1 to the user number. I take the value in its parameter. Let's open this procedure and see how we wrote the logic inside it. Perfect. First thing, we define integer data type, and we declare variable, we name it I equal 1. We said I stand for iteration. I stand for iteration. While we use while loop, do while loop, for loop, all these iteration statements. So when we declare variable, we name it I, it's mean iteration. All right. So integer I equal 1. I store inside number 1, and after that we use while statement. While I less than or equal value, let's say the number insert number, let's say the user insert number 30, and we store it inside value, and we take it from the parameter here, that we take it from the previous function, and the previous function take it also from the first function, get positive number. So while 1, I store inside it 1, here we just assign number 1 to the I. Once we open this procedure, the first thing, we define integer data type, we declare variable name I equal 1, which means 1 is stored inside I. And after that, we use the variable name that it represents number 1. So while I less than or equal value, which means while 1 less than or equal 30. Say the user insert number 30. Let's assume that the user insert number 30. Okay? If this condition of while statement is true, because we say to let the compiler go or execute the lines of code that belong to do while loop or for loop, it should the condition of this iteration statement to be true to let the compiler go inside these iteration statements to execute the lines of code that belong to the iteration statements. Like here, 1 less than or equal 30, yes. 1 less than 30. 30 is bigger or greater than 1. So the condition of this while loop statement is true, so the compiler will go inside while statement. What we have inside while statement, the compiler, once we go inside the while statement, will face this if statement. If it's perfect number and we give it the I store inside what? Number 1. So is perfect number, if it's number 1 perfect number, please print it. See out I. If this number 1 is perfect number, how we will check number 1 is perfect or not? By the previous function. Is perfect number the previous function that it's from Boolean data type that it will return for us true or false? It will check for us if this number 1 perfect number or not. The compiler will take this number 1 and go to is perfect number function, and the compiler will check if this number 1 perfect or not through the logic that we write it inside is perfect number function. Okay, so if is perfect number and we give it I, which is now represent number 1, if it's number 1 is perfect number, please print it. See out I, which is printed or displayed for me on console screen. If it's not, so the compiler will not go inside this if statement, will pass it and go to I++. That exists actually inside while statement, because I++ is still inside the 2 brackets that belong to while statement. So I++, I, it will be 2. We increase the value of variable I by 1, which is I was represent 1, and now because we said I++, I already represent 2. So now again, the compiler will get back to the while statement condition. While 2 less than or equal 30, yes, still 2 less than 30, still 30 greater than 2. So the while condition statement, while the condition statement is true, the compiler will go inside the while statement and execute the code inside it. Again, the compiler will face if statement. If is perfect number, and we give it the I now already represent number 2. If number 2 is perfect number, how we will check number 2 is perfect number or not? By the logic that we wrote it inside is perfect number function. If number 2 is perfect number, please print it for me. If it's not, so pass this if statement and go again, increase the I by 1. I++, I already represent number 3. 3 less than or equal 30, because we say the value variable stored inside number 30 when we take it from the user through the console screen. And so on until the while statement condition become false. The compiler will exit this procedure and go to print for us just the perfect numbers from 1 to the user number or to the number that the user inserted through the console screen. And here in the main function is same logic. We don't change anything. We define integer data type and we declare local variable named value equal get positive number. Get positive number function, it will hold for us the number that we take it from the user through the console screen. We store it inside this local variable that we name it here or declare it here inside the main function. It's called value. And value now is stored inside it number 30 by getting positive number, because get positive number, it display the question for the user through its parameter, please enter positive number and take the number and store it inside value. So this function get positive number, it will hold for me the number that we take it from the user through the console screen, and we store it inside value that we declared here in the main function. And after that, we call the precision name, display perfect numbers from 1 to the user number. We give it the value. Let's say the value is inside it number 30. So the compiler will do iteration for all the numbers from 1 to number 30 and see the perfect number by using the logic that we wrote it inside is perfect number. So if the compiler find any perfect number, we'll print it or display it for us on console screen. Let's do run to understand me now. Perfect. Once we did run, the compiler display for us this question, please enter a positive number. Let's insert number 30. We have 2 perfect numbers from number 1 to number 30, which are 6 and 28. All right, let's do run again and insert bigger number. For example, number 500. Please enter a positive number. We enter 500, and the compiler for me 6, 28, and 469. We just have 3 perfect number from the 1 to 500 to the user number, which me now I insert number 500. That was the lesson of today. Write a program to display all the perfect numbers from 1 to the user number. See you next problem, next lesson. Ciao.